What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Hoop Central YouTube channel for another all-new video. I am your host, Hamilton Neal, and this is episode 3 of Women's Basketball Now. And here on today's episode, we're going to be talking again women's college basketball recruiting and two of the best players in the class of 2023, 5 stars Bria Cunningham and Ashland Shade, ranked 4th and 5th respectively right now in the class of 2023, according to ESPNW's Super 60 rankings. Both have announced top 8 lists, and we're going to go over them right now. These were dropped back in August, quite a while ago, but what we're going to do here in this video is kind of pull these lists apart, break them down, talk about favorites, talk about what these two players can bring to the table for whatever school they might be going with. So we're going to start with Bria Cunningham, again, as we mentioned, ranked 4th overall in the class, and at the post position, ranked number 1. The other 3 players ahead of her, Judia Watkins, Malaysia Fulwiley, and Michaela Williams, all play in the backcourt. So she is the number 1 post player and number 1 frontcourt player in the class of 2023. Her top 8 is UConn, Notre Dame, Duke, Arizona, Oregon, USC, Texas, and UCLA. So when you look at this list here, again, it's very West Coast heavy. A lot of Pac-12 schools here, Arizona, Oregon, USC, UCLA. That makes sense. She's out of Chula Vista, California, a Jolly Country Day school. So the Pac-12, very heavy here. Half of this list is Pac-12. You got Texas, Notre Dame, Duke, UConn, the other 4. Obviously, you look at UConn as a school here. That could be a favorite. Obviously, you look at some of the Pac-12 schools. I wouldn't discount Duke here. I know they got a lot of players coming in through the transfer portal, and they've got a lot of other recruits that are signed on. It's really tough with this list because I'm really getting a gut feeling here that it will be one of the Pac-12 schools. I think you're looking at Oregon as a big possibility here, USC, UCLA. You know, Arizona, all 4 I think have an equal chance here. But if I was to pick one, I would go with I would probably go with UCLA right now. The reputation they have for landing top recruits, the opportunity that she would have going in there to be the best post player on the team, I think that might be too much to pass up for Bria Cunningham. But again, you know, there's a lot of schools in play here. There's a lot of factors at play. You know, reason I say UCLA is because of location. She's in California, in-state. Some players like to stay home and play for a top program at the same time. So playing in the Pac-12, that would be a big advantage for her. Obviously, UConn, I don't say them here because they have a lot of players that are already signed on for 2022 in the post. They've got a lot of players currently on the roster in the post. So I see them as a big threat here to the Pac-12 schools, but I don't think they ultimately prevail. I would go with UCLA there, again, if I had to pick one. Again, we don't have any inside information right now. We're just looking at the schools and kind of how things line up, again, with location, proximity to campus, all of that stuff. So, again, Bria Cunningham dropping her top 8, again, with a lot of the heavy hitters, UConn, Notre Dame, Texas, Oregon, and again, a couple others there as well. Now going over to Ashland Shade, who is ranked right behind Bria Cunningham in this class ranking for ESPN, number 5 overall, has a top 8 as well. UConn, Louisville, North Carolina, Indiana, Stanford, Notre Dame, Tennessee, and Vanderbilt. So when you look at this list and all the schools in and you pick it apart, I see the top 3 or 4 probably being UConn, Notre Dame because of proximity to campus. I think Indiana's very appealing. Louisville is right there as well. I see UConn as the favorite here in this recruitment, and the reason I say that is because despite all of the guard talent that they have right now, they're going to need reinforcements at some point in time. And when you're looking at fall 2023, 2 years from now, they're going to need a player like this for the future. Paige could still be there in fall 2023 if she stays for her senior year. Azzi Fudd will still be there. There's going to be a lot of players still there. Caroline Ducharme. There's going to be players in that program in the backcourt position. They're going to have the best backcourt, and they have the best stable of backcourt players currently, and they will for the next couple of years. But they're going to need a player like Ashland Shade to take over for Paige and eventually Azzi Fudd as well. And there would be no better player to do that than Ashland Shade. Her elite mid-range and pull-up game, you can't top it in my mind in this class. I know you have 3 other guards ranked ahead of her, Watkins, Fulwiley, and Williams, but there's some things within her game. Again, when you look at the pull-up game from mid-range and from 3, her activity on defense, I think, is the best out of any guard in this class. Just the way she can get up and down the floor, her quickness, her ability to ball handle. Again, with Cunningham, I see the West Coast schools having the edge at this point. I see those schools having a strong draw. And with Ashland Shade, you know, it could be a number of schools. I think she could go in and revitalize Notre Dame at the guard spot. I think she could go into a school like Louisville continue the guard tradition that they have there, that's gone back to Asia Durr and Dana Evans, and keep that going, and Haley Van Lith now. There's a lot of schools here, but I would favor UConn just because of the tradition and the history that they have, and the pitch that, you can come in and replace some great guard play. You can come in and help be part of the future of our backcourt. She is another player that could elevate any of these programs in the backcourt. She's just that good. I personally, if I were ranking this class, I would rank Ashland Shade higher than number 5. I would obviously have Watkins at number 1, and the way Michaela Williams is playing, I would probably have her at 2. I would have Shade at 3 right now, and then probably Cunningham, and then Fulwiley at number 5. Both players are outstanding and dropping their top 8 list right there. So that's all the time we have on this episode of Women's Basketball Now. Stay up to date through our Facebook page, our Twitter page. We are going to get things going on Instagram a little bit as well, so stay tuned for what's coming up there, and obviously here on this YouTube channel. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.